All right, this is the fifth and final villain that we're going to talk about for Gotham Knights until they reveal more villains. We have talked about Penguin, Mr. Freeze, Harley Quinn, and Clayface, and today we're going to talk about the Court of Owls. So if we see more villains pre-launch, I'll talk about them then. Otherwise, we're going to have a ton to talk about when this game launches on the 21st of October this year. It is coming up really quick, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot wait to dissect this game in full when it comes out. But until then, we're going to have to go off of the breadcrumbs that Warner Brothers Games Montreal have been giving us. And that's kind of where I want to start with this video today, because the Court of Owls, I think, are so cool, and what I've seen from them in this game looks very fascinating, but I don't really know how much I can discuss them just because of how tight-lipped the company making this game has been about the group that we will be going up against as Batman's sidekicks. So the Court of Owls is a relatively new addition to Batman's rogues gallery. They haven't been around for 60, 80 years like many of his other rogues. They have been around really for about a decade, and they are a very formidable foe for Batman to go up against. They've been living in the shadows for all of Batman's career. They have actually existed for hundreds of years, really since Gotham was being founded, and this game is keeping true to that aspect of their lore. It does sound like there have been changes made to the lore that will be interesting to see, but again, they're being very tight-lipped about what those changes actually are. I think in terms of gameplay, the Court of Owls is a great pick for a Batman game because you have different rankings of the Court of Owls. You have the Talons, you have the general members, and I, again, just think that that provides some interesting variety in gameplay. They also have the labyrinths within and beneath Gotham City, and the manipulation that they have over the city, the fact that they can call any shot, the fact that they can really use anyone in the city to their advantage and have dirt on pretty much everyone, but again, work completely behind the scenes. The way that Gotham sees them really is as an urban legend or a myth or some big conspiracy theory, and they likely were the ones who orchestrated Batman's death in this universe. They likely were the ones that orchestrated Jim Gordon's death, and so the Court of Owls, again, is very powerful, very prominent, and provides a lot of interesting story and gameplay potential. In terms of that gameplay, the labyrinths are very interesting, and the dynamics that they could have upon the other characters, the other supervillains and prominent members of Gotham City could be really interesting and allow us to see villains behaving in ways that we might see as out of character until we realize that they are being manipulated by the Court of Owls. And it will be really cool to see how they adjust as well as the Knights are, because the Knights are adjusting to Batman being absent from Gotham, and in some ways I'm sure that this will be an adjustment period for the Court of Owls as well, as Batman kind of became a new normal. It sounds like Batman was operating in this city for a very long time. Now, was he digging too deep into the Court of Owls and ended up getting killed off by them because he was too close to discovering the truth and they knew that he was like the only one that could potentially take them out? I don't know. Is Batman even dead, or have they decided to recruit him through their brainwashing techniques? I have no idea. Are the League of Assassins involved, or is Batman undercover and is he helping the League of Assassins? Who knows where this story is going to go? Again, they've been very tight-lipped about it, and I don't feel that there's really enough to go off of to really speculate too much quite yet. But all that I will say is that there's a lot of great story potential. It sounds like Damian Wayne might be in the game because Patrick Redding found that he couldn't really answer a question about the character without providing a huge spoiler. So Damian Wayne does seem to be in the game to some capacity in that main story, and whether or not he relates to the Court of Owls, whether or not the League of Assassins relates to the Court of Owls in this universe, it will be really interesting to see who is involved, who is working with the court, who is working against the court, how many of Gotham's villains and citizens and figures will fight against the court, and who will sort of choose to just not notice the conspiracy unfolding around them. It will be really cool to see the Knights take on the court as they also try to move on from the absence of Batman. But I'm really excited again just to see what they do with these characters in this game. It's about time that the Court of Owls got a big mainstream adaptation, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all of it. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you guys in the next one.